This is my off-grid cabin tiny home that I would do a quick little tour, an updated tour. It's a 12 by 16 cabin. It has generator, solar power. It actually has water piped all the way over from my parents' horse barn on their other piece of property all the way over to here. So we do have water piped over here. But the rest of the power source is just generator and solar. We have a generator box that quiets the generator. There's a intake screen underneath here for the air intake. There's a 6-gallon gas can out here that feeds into the generator. Here's the exhaust, and for summertime we have a little pan of water just in case. The generator has its own spark arrestor, so nothing should ever come out, but just to be on the safe side. And it's on eco right now, so it's pretty quiet. And that's up to high. Back down to eco. It's a little Honda 2200 watt generator. Very fuel efficient. On high, it lasts 4 hours a gallon. On eco, on low, it's 9 hours a gallon. So you can make your fuel go pretty far. There's a little cover over there for 2 5-gallon gas jugs to make sure that I have plenty of gas for the generator. There's a 150 watt solar panel on top of the roof of the bathroom shed. That's a Rubbermaid 7x7 bathroom shed from Home Depot that we insulated and sided, just like the cabin. I have the exhaust for the separate composting toilet. Little solar lights around, motion solar lights. There's a vent over here and a vent on the front for airflow. There's some air vents down there for the lines from the bathroom going down into the drain field in the ground for the liquids. So for the bathroom or for the shower water and for the liquids from the toilet, those go down into a drain field down here. This box right here is the water pipe coming all the way from the horse barn over there, across the fields, up the hill here, all the way up to here, and it goes up out here and it's insulated, and then the spigot is actually inside the bathroom. And I'll show you that. There's a propane tank out here, a 7-gallon, 30-pound propane tank, and that's for the buddy heater in the bathroom and the on-demand Coleman camping shower unit in the bathroom. A couple batteries so that I have some stuff running without the generator, and the batteries get charged from the solar during the day, or anytime I have the generator on, the batteries are getting charged. And there's a couple cutoff switches and a big fuse, and there's fuses on the wires underneath the lids too. There's a hose, and the water turn off is down in there for the bathroom and for the hose, the main turn off. I have 2 7-gallon, 30-pound tanks hooked up for the cabin and an extra one. And this is for the propane Martin direct vent heater in the cabin. It has kind of a thermostat on it, so you can kind of set it and leave it. And during the winter, with the cabin maintaining like about 70 degrees inside, it's probably 1 tank a week that I go through. So there's this pigtail regulator, so when one tank is empty, it'll turn red, and then you can just switch the thing over, and it's already using that other tank, but you know which tank is empty to take in and get filled. And propane's pretty fuel efficient and cost efficient for the price. I have some odds and ends down here, some car wash cleaning stuff, an extra ice chest, and then I have 4 tote containers for trash. since I need to be able to fit it in my smaller SUV. I can't have just regular trash cans. There's the vent for the Martin propane direct vent heater, and it takes air in from out here and then it exhausts it from the middle, I believe, or vice versa, I forget. But then you're not having to worry about any oxygen inside getting burnt up and depleted. We do have a smoke detector and carbon monoxide detector just in case, and a raw propane detector inside too, just in case. We have a bucket here for the drain for the sink, just to keep it simple. Hopefully someday we can run a pipe over down into the drain field under the ground there. That way I don't have to take this bucket and go empty it, but it's not that big of a deal. We have firewood that we just split, and we have more to split for the fire pit I just built. A more permanent brick fire pit. And hopefully in a few days, once it rains more, we'll be out of fire season. We can start having fire pits, or bonfires. I always have these lights down here and these Edison lights up here, and then I add like orange lights for Halloween or Christmas lights. So let's go take a look at the bathroom. And there is quad trails, fire trails all around, just to have a break in the woods in case of a fire. So beautiful in here. Okay. I also have some solar lights on some of the trees around here just at night, so if anything's walking around, I can kind of see it light up around here. And Beanie's out exploring. Hi, Beanie. Having fun? Have a quad to get back and forth, my vehicle, have a couple hammocks, solar strand light, Lucy lights, they're awesome. Plants, a couple Adirondack chairs, another chair, a little side table. Okay, so we have a fire extinguisher out here, a fire extinguisher inside. I have 2 fire extinguishers mounted inside of my car, a fire extinguisher on the quad. A couple brick steps up to a bigger step into the Rubbermaid shed, the bathroom shed that we made. There's the other vent on the front, and then one on the back for airflow, motion lights, solar motion lights, this cool elk metal cutout, and Grandpa's old saw. And into the bathroom. Just open the latch, open the door, turn on the turn on the light switch, and here is the bathroom. And just to clarify, I had tons of this toilet paper before the virus, and I got some here and there. I did not go buy tons and stock up. I just got some every once in a while. I live by myself, and it's single ply toilet paper, so it lasts a long time. There's a great towel holder, coat rack kind of thing that my parents built a few of and gave to me and my brother, and so I have a couple for here at the cabin. I have my air conditioner unit stored in here because I don't need it anymore, but I do use it during the summertime. I have the buddy heater for in here, and a rack with towels and toilet paper, extra toilet paper, a room divider I had from the townhouse that I had, and I just stuck it here in the corner. It looks kind of nice. Right now I have an extra box of kitty litter, so a trash can is usually on the floor. Here's the separate toilet. You can look those up. They're about $1,000 on Amazon. They're a separate brand toilet, and it diverts the urine and the solids. So it's kind of a composting toilet. You just have to dispose of the solids. You can have like a composting bag that they can go in, then you can go dispose of the solids, and then the urine goes in the ground. And then we added a urinal, that way you don't have to sit down and use the toilet if you don't want. I mean, we can just go out in the woods if you want, but the urinal is actually pretty handy. Otherwise you're going to make a mess trying to stand up and pee into the toilet. I got a seat cover because it gets really cold for this plastic in here during the winter. But anyway, you separate the liquids go in the front, and then once you sit on the lid or on the seat, that cover opens up and the solids go in there. And there's always it's kind of like a little computer fan that it comes with down in there, and that's always running to vent the smells out to the outside, so you never have any smells in here. And then the shower is just a kind of plastic feed trough from Tractor Supply turned into a shower. And then I added just a little shower mat and a little stool to sit on if I want to sit in the shower. And I have lots of stuff stored on the side and behind because I don't really have much place for storage besides underneath my bed in the cabin. We have an old Coleman instant propane on-demand water heater that we had at my mom's horse barn, and they let me have to use for now. Been using it for over a year and it's been fine, and the water comes out of that tank, and then I just fill up that tank, which that's like a 10-minute shower. It's 5 gallons. I just fill it up from the faucet. And we mounted a mirror, and then we have, out of the light switch, we have a DC hookup for the DC charger to charge the battery, which I got a new battery for this, for the Coleman heater, because you have to charge the battery every once in a while because there's a pump that goes in here and pumps the water out, and then you have instant hot water, even scalding, burning hot water you can have if you want. And then the shower hose comes up here, and there's the shower head. And the solar comes in here, and then it connects to the wires that go all the way down and out to the batteries outside. There's the buddy heater. It has the pilot light, high and low, and that's piped in from outside, from the tank outside. And that's it for the bathroom. Here's the 2 cutoff switches, one for the inverter inside and one for the cabin itself. There's an extra breaker, and there's little breakers on the wires inside. We do have a converter inside, I'll show you that, and an inverter inside, I will show you that. Let's go take a look inside. Okay, Beanie's way down there. Okay, let's go take a look inside the cabin. I think the cabin is like 190, 195 square feet, whatever 12 by 16 is, 12 times 16, whatever. Has some chimes out here, a little do not disturb sign, the Edison lights. There's a motion porch light. So there's a few things that go off of the batteries out back, and again, those are charged by the solar panel and the generator through the converter. The 2 batteries out back are charged. So when the generator is off, I can still have the separate toilet fan, exhaust fan running, the light switch in the bathroom, the main light on the beam inside of here, that main light, this lamp right here, and this motion light, and 4 USB ports, and the raw propane detector, and I think that's it. That's all off the batteries, so that can all be used when the generator's off. Obviously, I have to run the generator to make sure the batteries are topped off because the sun isn't enough here because we have so many trees. But it helps to kind of top off the battery. We're in the middle of splitting wood and cutting down trees. That's why the tractor is right there. Okay, so we have some roofing right here. It's kind of non-slip for winter time. And shoes, chair, broom, bug zapper. I have a couple of these nice floor mats. And the door. And there's venting with mesh so bugs don't go in there, and that's kind of the venting to the insulation area between the inside wood and the outside wood. And we come inside. That's a little present for my niece for her birthday. Okay, so here's the door we just came through with one of those nice racks that my parents made, and then another rack over here, a coat rack. And we have the carbon monoxide detector. I have a spot to hang my keys, my knife, flashlight, first aid kit. Got a file cabinet. And I filled that up with ice during the summer so I can have ice water. The Igloo water dispenser. I just found this nice little fake wood looking cool thing for like $22 or something. Right around $22 at Dollar General. And I just put that together, so that was a nice little rack to get for either shoes or food. And I have both. Another fire extinguisher, little workout exercise bike. Coat rack. And then I have a couple other hooks here for all the winter clothes that I'll be hanging up soon. My snow pants and beanie and hats and goggles and gloves. I have blackout curtains that I had from my townhouse, so I just used one right here so that my cat Beanie can still go behind him and look outside. And if it was blinds like I had, she messed those up, so this is the best, because when it's closed, she can still go back there and look out the window during the night. I had to store my Christmas wreath somewhere out of the way, and that's the place that I picked, because I was kind of running out of storage. I have blue tote containers and some other stuff, and Beanie's litter box under the bed. There's lots of storage under the bed. And I really don't have that much, but when you have such a small space, it still ends up getting hard to find out where to store stuff. And I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff, and I never had that much stuff to begin with. But I have a little side table. I have a little USB fan, so that's another thing that I can use during the night without the generator on. That USB fan right there. Have a temperature gauge right there, just like over here, inside and outside thermostat, digital. I have a nice little camping lantern for during the night too, so I have a light to get into bed after the generator's off, because this light won't be on. Only the ceiling light and this lamp can work in here during the night with the generator off. I have a little love seat recliner, little side table over there, carpet, mirror. My dresser is the entertainment center for my TV. Here's the Martin Propane direct vent heater. When it's on, you'll actually see the flames through the glass right there. We have a safety turn-off valve down here, and the thermostat gauge up here to turn it to pilot, on, and then I've kind of marked low, medium, and then high. And medium is actually keeping the cabin during the winter between like 70 and 74, so you can kind of adjust it if you need. We have a regular outlet and then a labeled inverter outlet. I'll show you the inverter in a minute. There's the raw propane detector. I have a light up here that I can turn on for when I'm using the mirror, so I have more light. Hi, Beanie. So I can actually see myself in the mirror. Trash can, little mini fridge, microwave, toaster oven, table, Beanie's water and foods underneath there, and an extra 5-gallon jug, because the other 5-gallon jug, which I do have one under the cabin, this 5-gallon jug sits right there with the hose coming up to these great little rechargeable, which I always keep it plugged in. It's always recharging if it needs it. You can take these camping or whatever. You can find them on eBay or Amazon for like $12. It's a little battery operated rechargeable pump for the 5-gallon jug. So it comes with a short hose. We got a longer hose. It comes up through here. You can dispense with the push of a button. You can dispense, let's see, 0.3 liters or 1.8 liters. So like a half a cup worth or a kettle worth. And then it'll turn off automatically, or you can just turn it off. And there's the kettle worth. And it'll go till it fills up your kettle, and then it'll turn off, or you can press the button and turn it back off. And a sink made out of a leftover like salad food bowl, stainless steel sink. Some magnetic hooks to hang towels on. And I got some quick cheap blinds on, I think from Walmart, and they don't have any pull string. You just pull them up and down. So just on these two windows. A little electric kettle. So there is a regular plug up there. There's a plug down below with a surge strip I have a few of this stuff plugged into. And then the other inverter marked outlet. So that's the fridge, so the fridge can run 24/7. A couple metal racks I've had for over 10 years. Bubba, go home. Man, that scared me. Go home, Bubba. He would have gotten Beanie probably. He never comes down here. He hasn't come down here in forever. Go home, Bubba. I don't know if he would go after Beanie or not, but yikes. I think it's a bear for a second. Okay, well, Beanie, you're still alive. Luckily you came in. I wonder if you saw Bubba coming over. Beanie, I don't want anything happening to you, honey. Okay, anyway, these two metal racks worked out great for food and then dishes and other stuff. I've had these for over 10 years and never really used them, but luckily saved them. They're crazy heavy-duty, heavy metal racks. They came from like a hair salon or something, but they're awesome. Okay, so underneath the table here, back behind some stuff, is the converter, excuse me. So that is taking the power from the generator and converting it to DC down through some cords in the floor to the two batteries outside to charge the batteries in case they're not getting enough power from the sun, which is usually the case. The sun is just kind of helping top them off. And here's the controller that came with the solar panel. It was just like a $150 solar panel kit that came with a couple light bulbs with switches, the solar panel, and the solar controller from Harbor Freight for, like I said, $150. And I think it's a 150 watt solar panel. It's actually 4 smaller panels made up into one big panel. And there's a couple USB ports, so I have my wireless phone charger, and that fan to kind of blow on me during the night to keep my face cool and stuff during the summer. So a couple USB ports. And it shows the voltage, which is going to be different when you turn off the switch. That turns off the converter. Or it's like if you're turning off the generator, that'll show you what the battery level is actually at. Right now it's just what it's at when it's charging. And there is another plug down there for when the generator's on. And that's for this lamp, salt lamp, regular lamp, and phone charger. And then it's nice that we got this side table because it kind of blocks this area Beanie can run through, and it also makes it perfect for the spot for the inverter that we just got. So we got the inverter first. We were thinking it's only a 600 watt inverter, so that takes the electricity, the DC electricity from the two batteries outside, brings it back in, and converts it back to AC power for this outlet over here, the lower one that's labeled, and for this outlet over here. Anyway, our original plan for the inverter, why we kind of wanted it, was so that I could kind of have the TV on later at night and not have to have the generator on, so that we could just not run the generator as often and not go through as much gas. But then we realized we could actually just have the fridge on 24/7 and actually have the fridge temperature inside be the safe zone for food. So that's what we're doing, is just using it for the fridge. So I still have the generator on, same amount of hours. But at least now with the inverter, we have the fridge having the right temperature, because before we had the inverter, the fridge, I had the top freezer part inside packed with a bunch of ice packs to kind of keep the cold throughout the day if I didn't have the generator running. But the fridge wasn't keeping the temperature like exactly in the safe zone. It was a little higher, so I just kind of had to be careful what I had in the fridge. So now it runs 24/7, so that's great. And then over here, this was the first kind of little box we put in. It's a little voltage meter, two USBs, a cigarette outlet, and a switch to turn the whole thing on and off. That's what we first got from when we first had one battery for the cabin. So I still use this. I use the two USBs. One charges a little flashlight that recharges up here, and then one powers my Wi-Fi camera. So, Beanie, I don't know if we should go back outside because of Bubba. I don't know if he would go after you or not. Okay, so this is the 12 by 16 off-grid cabin tiny home, run off of solar and generator power. And there is water piped over into the bathroom. So obviously I have to take this 5-gallon jug to the bathroom to fill it back up once it's empty. And if I don't want to do that in the middle of the night, then I can just pull this 5-gallon jug, extra one, over to here and save the empty one for the next day. I can just put it over on the side there and fill that up the next day. I think that covers it for a quicker tour and an update for the off-grid cabin. Bye-bye.